Natural history, ancient man and his first civilization, the mass migration of Africans to China, Japan, and the rest of the world, and what they gave to the world, and who they are. Follow us today as we explore this topic. You can see the web there, the website that we are showing now. We wish to invite you so that we can understand and appreciate the design of education today is such that black races and their contribution to history and to the world over the past centuries has been hidden from the masses, so that our children and other children from other social groups are unaware of the contributions of black people and the world of their history in terms of what we have contributed to make this world a better place for all. So this is what we want to do. The issue of race is a very critical issue. So what we are saying is that the ancient man and his first civilization. Let's look at China. So you see that is a Chinese terracotta soldier, Qin dynasty 221-206 before common era. When you look at that, he is properly an ancient Homo sapien modern man who first left Africa and crossed all over the oceans. And these are images that we want to deconstruct the idea that race consists of three groups: the whites, the blacks, and the Mongoloids. That's a false race, because amongst the black people, almost all characteristics that I've described being shown. So there we are again. We see this on your left is an Australian Aboriginal, and on the right is the Dravidian. These are Africans. I'll call them Bantu, and people and many others have written back and said they are not Bantus. Included in all these groups of people, there are albinos, who are black people without pigmentation, who were probably motivated by a quest for relief from the heat and burning sunshine of Southern Africa and relief from the torment heaped upon them by normal Africans to move out of Africa into other parts of the earth. And that could have been the precipitator of migration. Again, we are showing there again the Basarwa. The Europeans like to call them the Sun people. We are told that they are the oldest people on earth, and somebody was actually saying they are not Africans, they are not Bantus, and we are saying they are Bantus. Ngabantu sibili, Bantu chebo. They are nothing else other than that. You see, again, there we're showing, there they are. You look at them clearly. The one on your right, this is an African, but she also can fit even within the Chinese community. We've got our sister there, is a Himba, a woman from Puros, Namibia. So there is no way we can say these people are not Bantus. Again, we're showing these are Dravidians, right? Africans, Bantus in India, straightforward to the core, right to the tip. There is no way we can deny this. And then this is the development that we see, that because the African can actually lose the melanin, you can actually lose that melanin, and there are people that then become like that. We cannot go on and say we can't, because the African woman can produce all the G colors that you find today on earth. That's the African woman. And then here now, you can see that this is the Tarim Mami Jamon mask, which is Korea. As we shall go further, this is the Andaman Islanders. You look at these people, they are black, they are Africans, straightforward to the core. There we are, the conquest of Black Shang dynasty in China. That's the story of China as they come into Africa. Now you see that is an albino Mongoloid mulatto people have created an incredible array of cover up of their blackness, or the blackness of Asian Chinese. These lies have been proved in the book Pakache Principles. And the question that our politicians have to ask all the Chinese that are coming to invest in Africa is, what happened to these people? These are black people of China. Though there was some diversity in Asian Chinese phenotype, the Queen Army clearly shows us that in general, the Chinese were black and dark skinned people with extreme Mongoloid facial features, very much like the Himba woman we showed above. So this is clear. Now, these are their people. If you can't see Africans there, then you need your eyes to be checked. You can't see Africans there, straightforward to the core. A little bit of diversity. And now there we are. Right, we see this is a Chang Yaoge from Yunnan, 85-year-old warrior with his 4-year-old granddaughter. And there is a Taoist monk temple of the 8 immortals. So, and again, we're showing there, look at these people. Wang Shang exiled Kumino Tang, and that's a Mongolian there. That's a Mongolian. We continue to show, and that's an African. That's an African, and this is the current people we have in China. Right? So they have changed. It's quite clear. It's quite straightforward that they have changed. They have become new people. When we speak of China today, these are the people we say they are the Chinese. But you can see that the Caucasian features that are in them now is a new feature. The original were Africans similar to those we find. And now, these are inmates. You see, these are inmates who are listening to a speech in Taiwan, #1 prison in China's Shanxi province. They are now full. These are the people that are coming. These are the people that replace the black people that we showed previously. Again, see, this is now the new people you find now in China. Straightforward, this is Chinese crowd. These are the new Chinese Youth International. These are the Chinese youth. And now when you go to China, the Chinese crowd looks like that. And definitely, you cannot say they are black people. But you can see the black hair, you can see the mark. If you know your history, you will know where these people come from. These are the Japanese. This is Ainu elder. It's quite interesting that the word Ainu or the name Ainu, the term Ainu is actually an African name for Anu, right? Similar to Anu. Now we go to very interesting Japanese images here. You look at that. Exactly. Tell me if you can't see black people there. See, him is a black. You see, the people resting here is black. You see, those are black. The difference is just the hair, straight hair. See here at the corner there? See, that's black. That's an African. The hats worn by the men sitting on the left, right? You see, sitting on the left there. This is an 1870 picture. So, and there is the Ainu. And there they are, Ainu with a bear, fighting a bear. So this is, we go on, these elders of Ainu. And they are Ainu people. Anu. Let's just simplify it and say Anu. This is found in Brooklyn, 1899. And again, we show you here Shakyamuni Buddha triad, dated 623 after Common Era. Horyoju Monastery, Nara, Japan, is an African. There is an African. Again, we show here again the wisdom King Fuyomyo, Japan, 1000 year after Common Era. There, look at that. Again, here is Gobujo. There is Gobujo, one of the divas of classes and the 10 great disciples of Buddha. Right? We do that. Well, what does he look like? He's quite actually quite African. And there again we have a Japanese admiral, Isoroku Yamamoto, 1884 to 1943. Strict, with no questions asked. With no questions asked, is an African. But now this is the modern Japanese. Now, when we say the original Japanese were black people, we shouldn't be actually be worried about the people that come today and say, no, this is a wedding party in Seoul, 1900. Look at these people. Don't be cheated. These are African. Straightforward. There we are. African. This is Korea. These are Africans. These are now some of the old pictures that I'm showing here. See, this is totem. They were still worshipping their African totems. I'll read it here. Even as late as 1900, Koreans still prayed to their African totems. Straightforward with no question marks. This is totemic. These are totemic, African totemic prose. More, right? This is a street scene in Old Busan, or Busan, Korea, 1903. These are black people, right? Again, these are black people. So thank you very much. This priest Rabbi Elem Tumizulu of Committee Hebrew Ethics. Subscribe to our channel and let us share this knowledge together. Thank you. Goodbye.